What's up, Nosferatu?
Oh, Jesus.
I had to do it again. It's the time has come.
What's up? Jessica Ferratu.
Yikes. Nosferatu.
Make the shirt.
Tutski. He just ran over to me with a squishy Bud Light.
It's not a real dog beer.
No, it's a fake one. Here, gives me this. He gives me this. Okay, go take it. It's been a while since we had a Toad play moment on here, I think.
I think so.
Because we had to go to the movies, so he's all wound up because I'm home now. But we had to go host the Detroit press screening of Nosferatu.
Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry fucking Christmas, everybody.
Happy Malblart.
Happy Paul Blart, Mall
Blar,
Blart,
blar,
all,
blar.
to all who celebrate. Yeah, we did. We already talked about that. We did a Patreon show and gave away a bunch of prizes. And then in the last week, a couple of our Patreon tiers say that we'll send you stuff sometimes. And we don't ever say when that's going to be. It just happens when it happens. And it happened over Christmas. So if you are in the certain tiers, some people got them already. Some people did not. Well, by the time this airs, they probably will. But any fucking way.
People got Christmas ornaments.
They did, and we hand painted them. Both of us hand painted them, and it was a mystery of what envelopes they went into. Because I packaged them all one day, and then I threw them in a bag, so they sat there for a couple days, and then I addressed them all. So I was just pulling them out, so I don't know who got what. And a synchronicity already happened today because somebody sent me a picture of theirs, and they got a red cardinal one that I painted, and they said that their mom loved red cardinals, and they have red cardinals all over their fucking house. So the magic has already started to happen.
Oh, see? And one of our pates who I worked in their junior high got my Christmas ornament.
That's crazy. I know. I saw somebody else got one of yours today, too. I don't remember. I hope people post them, though, so we can see who got what.
Yeah.
Don't just DM us. Post it so that people can see the cute stuff that you get.
Each one hand painted.
Hand painted by us. That's a keepsake and a half.
Yeah.
So we treat our Patreons pretty good. I think they would agree.
Sometimes.
And then we took Patreons, some of the Pates to the screening today, too.
We did to see Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. It was fine.
You know what my review of it was?
Not for you?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It was obviously beautiful. I'm not complaining.
No, Robert Eggers knows how to make a movie.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was vampire-y. I feel like he leaned into the occult origins, too, of the story a tiny bit more.
Yeah, here's my thing. He's basically doing not his Nosferatu.
No, he did the one.
He did his version of the original Nosferatu. Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking is I think that he thinks that maybe in 100 years, the original will be obsolete or nobody will look at it anymore, and his will be the one. So he did have to stick to source, and he did, and it was lovely.
Yes.
But in everybody's brain who likes Robert Eggers movies, and also I was just talking to a friend about this and texting right before this. I said, I think me and you were hoping for Nosferatu original smashed together with Bram Stoker's Dracula, and that's not what we got.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it was very beautiful. There was just like some choices where I was like, when it was on screen, I'm like, that's a choice.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
And I can't talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything, especially the creature design, because they went so far to keep it out of public view and it hasn't been online, and I don't want to say anything about it. There's one part I won't say anything about that I will talk to you about in private, but there's another part that I do want to talk about right here that's kind of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler.
We'll go for it.
I have to do it. It's just anatomy based, you guys. It's not story based. It's fucking anatomy based. Listen, if you're going to make a weird movie about a weird vampire who's huge and tall and he has big ass hands, there's a scene in this movie where they flash his dick for a second, and I am underwhelmed by the dick.
I think that was part of it.
Why? This is a big crazy guy and he's supposed to be scary, and this is your weird movie. I want a big weird dick. Like, this is your chance. Just go for it, bro. Just literally go for it.
I think it was a complete choice.
I didn't agree with the choice.
I was fine with it. I was fine with the overall design of Nosferatu.
I wasn't.
I was.
I have thoughts, but it's fine.
We'll talk about it when we're not recording. That way we don't spoil anything.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Just DM me and tell me how you feel about his dick if you want to.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But it was very beautiful. I picked up on, I think, possibly a tiny nod to Evil Dead. The weird little Willem Dafoe in the movie is like a cult, or
He is the Van Helsing without being Van
yes.
Helsing.
Yes. And he has a little magnifying glass necklace, but it's like the exact one in Evil Dead that he gives to his girlfriend, because I have the same one. And I'm like, I think this is a nod. There's no reason they could have picked any monocle, anything. I think that was an Evil Dead nod.
You know what I thought it was?
What?
I thought it was a Sleepy Hollow nod. Because Johnny Depp has all those little weird glasses and microscopes, and he's got one too.
No, I think I'm right.
I think I'm right.
No way.
I think that Robert Eggers is just using period piece stuff.
Nuh-uh. If I ever get to talk to him, I'm asking him.
It was fine. It's for me because it's Robert Eggers. I'm not going to watch it as much as any of the other films of his that I watched. I've watched The Witch a dozen times. I've seen The Lighthouse a dozen times. I've watched The Northman 3 or 4 times.
I have not rewatched The Northman, and I want to.
I feel like this is going to be years between reviewings.
I don't know. I can't see if it was on, I would watch it again. I feel like it's one of those ones where when I see it on, I will leave it on just because it's very pretty and kind of quiet. I like when stuff's on in the background and it's just quiet and pretty when I look up from whatever the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So we'll say it was for both of us.
It was for both of us.
I just always want everything in the world to be weirder than it is.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah. I forgot another part was I remember distinctly it was either Bill Skarsgård in an interview, or it was like, I think it was him saying it himself, and then other people were repeating it, but they said, you will be repulsed but also sexually attracted to Orlok, and I'm watching it going, are you fucking joking? Are you joking?
And you're watching it and you're going, I want a bigger dick on that guy.
I mean, I did say that. I did. Listen, these two thoughts can exist at the same time. He's not sexually attractive. I don't
not
understand
sexually
why.
attracted to that guy, but if he had a bigger dick, maybe things would be different.
That's where maybe they went wrong. This is where I need to consult on weird movies, period. Maybe they made that quote and then somebody said, you got to make the dick smaller. We're not going to get by on this rating. And then they made it smaller. And then they're like, well, the quote isn't real anymore.
That's true.
I wish said dick a lot of times.
Yes.
Anyway, is that it then for the Nosferatus?
I think that's all for Nosferatu.
Yeah, it was good though.
I feel like people will like it less if they don't get a free hat.
I know. Listen, you guys, they gave us, everybody at the screening got Nosferatu beanies that says Nosferatu on the front. And I said, listen, I've got some cute little spooky friends in different states. And I need to just, if there's any extras, let me get a few of these. I wanted to get one for Alex LeMay. I wanted to get one for Katie, a few different people. Listen, I counted them. She sent me home with 24 fucking Nosferatu beanies.
And you had here was my one comment about it that I made about the beanie hats to someone. Mark, your friend, was there, and he put his on and he said, how do I look? And I said, like a right-wing YouTuber.
No, no, we're allowed to wear beanies like hardcore kids. It's not fucking right wing. Ew. Disgusting. Yuck. Listen, this has nothing to do with anything, but a very cute thing happened today is I saw a fire truck pulling out of the firehouse and the sirens were on, and over the speaker, so loud as the sirens, the guy goes, bye, love you guys. I'm not even joking. It was so cute and it was so loud. I like laughed out loud. I'm like, I wonder if he meant to do that like on a walkie-talkie and accidentally put it on the loudspeaker, but it was so fucking cute. And then, of course, I think about everything too much and I'm like, what did he say that just because he's trying to be cute and funny, or did he say that because he's going to the scariest fire that anyone's ever seen? But it sounded light.
I feel like it was a conversation they were having inside earlier in the day.
Yeah, maybe he lost the bet and they were like, you have to say you love us on the truck on the speaker.
Yeah, or you know what even makes more sense to my brain? He's standing in a public area talking to his significant other on the phone and says like, bye, I love you, and everybody laughs at him.
Oh yeah, on the speaker. Yeah, it was so loud. It was so loud. It was as loud as the sirens. I'm like, that was crazy. I've never heard that happen before. It was so cute.
You know, that if you were 6 years old, that story would have been this. Today I saw a fire truck. That would be the whole story.
That's basically how my stories are. That's this whole podcast.
Yep.
Listen, we have a new Apple podcast review, and somebody said that they like when we talk about home repairs because it's oddly comforting.
Mm.
I know. I was like, well, we got a lot of those. I got a lot more to do.
Well, my dad's been at my house for a week. I'm not going to talk about home repairs, but he was looking for something to do. And I told him, well, there's like 3 big boxes in my garage. You can go in my garage and cut them up so I can fit them in the recycling bin. So I woke up today and my dad said, oh, don't freak out when you go in your garage because there's a huge mess in there.
What the fuck?
And I go, what? And he goes, I cut up all those boxes, but like, I figured, you would want all the boxes cut up. And I was like, there were some boxes that had like garbage in them. And he's like, yeah. And I figured those were some of the boxes you want cut up too. So I dumped the garbage on the floor of the garage and cut those boxes up too. So I walk in my garage and it's literally every cardboard box that was in my garage is cut into pieces. And there's just garbage dumped all over the garage floor.
I mean, you really didn't specify, so now you have learned a valuable lesson.
I said to him before I went out there, I go, you even opened up the boxes that were taped shut? And he goes, yeah, you said cut up the boxes.
Yikes.
So I'll be cleaning that up this weekend.
All I do is clean up boxes from Toad, biting them up all over my house. So
Toad and my dad, box destroyers.
I know. I have one that I can see right now that he bit up that I didn't put outside yet.
That's not really home repair, but it'd be home cleanup.
Well, you said also that your dad's best friend that you mentioned on here sometimes named Melvin, they're not friends anymore. And that was like that was big news.
Yeah, they are not friends anymore. Ever again, my dad said.
They'll probably be friends again. Well, they don't know anybody else.
That's what I mean. There's only like 8 people in that city.
Right. They have to still be friends.
I tried to explain this to my dad today. Does this make any sense to you? Because he couldn't understand it. If you knew someone from the age of like 6 to 15, then they move away. Now you don't talk to them for 25 years. Are they still your friend?
Yeah.
Like you still hang out with them and talk to them? They show up one day after 25 years.
Well, yeah. I posted about this in my Instagram story a few days ago where I don't score keep with my friends. I don't expect more out of my friends than I get. Whatever I get, that's great. If I don't see you for a while, I'm going to feel the same about you when I fucking see you again. I'm not going to be mad because I didn't see you. Everybody's busy and everyone's losing their mind.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
The difference that I have is if I knew you when you were 15 and now I'm meeting you again at 40, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, that's a big gap. I mean, but then, okay, are you friends on socials? Do you see that? No. Okay, then, yeah, it would be weird, but if they called and they were like,
hey, I'm coming over today.
Well, no, not coming over.
That's the type of thing I'm talking about.
No, nobody's allowed to come over.
But I'm saying like, hey, we haven't talked in 25 years. I'm going to come over.
No, that's a lot. It would have to be like, hey, was thinking about you, or hey, I'm back in the area. Would you want to get coffee? It's not, hey, I'm coming over.
Right. You rebuild a relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did this?
My conversation, because my dad since there's nobody up where my dad is at and he's trying to find people to talk to, he's talking to people that he hasn't talked to in 30 years.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't just drop by.
And he's like, well, I knew them, back in the 70s.
Nope.
And I'm like, they're completely different people now.
Yeah. No, that's weird.
Like you knew that guy when you were 20, you're 80. You haven't talked in 50 years.
No. Also, though, the up north of Michigan is like a different universe. So maybe
it is a different vibe for sure.
Maybe people do that up there. Who knows?
I'm sure they do.
But no, down here that's not appropriate. But I'm saying, but yeah, my point was like, no, my feelings don't change about you. I don't care.
But I feel like when that happens for me, it's because there is a certain amount of non-contact contact.
Yeah.
Like with my other friend Scott, right? Like I saw him once last year, twice last year in person.
Yeah.
But like we send each other memes and texts and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're still fucking friends.
Yeah.
But we're all just trying to survive. So like if somebody's going to be like, if I don't see you once a month, we're not friends. Well, then guess the fuck what? We're not friends because I don't have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's weird, guys. Especially around the holidays and all the time. Don't score keep with your friends and family. It's fucking weird.
It's weird.
We're all at the end of our rope. We're all on antidepressants. We're all poor. So if somebody can't see you all the time or they can't give you what you need, guess the fuck what? Get it from yourself. Stop being weird and expecting too much from people. It's fucking weird.
Yep.
Period. Are
Here,
you going to talk about the weird party you went to?
yes, this is my next. This is my next get.
Is it the lead-in?
Yeah. So I went to an adult Christmas party.
That first of all, you just made it sound like nobody wears clothes at the party. You didn't have to
I
say
just
an
mean
adult.
I just mean everyone was an adult. Everyone was over 40,
There you go.
married with kids, and this was their Christmas soiree to hang out with other adults and be adults and talk about mortgages and taxes and their 401ks and their stock markets and blah blah blah. And I am not used to that vibe at all. Like at all.
No, we don't talk to anybody professional.
And so like at 10 I was there. I got there at like 9 and I was like, "Oh man, this is going to be a real fucking soul crusher here because the conversations are not interesting to me at all. No one wants to talk about ghosts. No one wants to talk about witchcraft. No one wants to talk about birds or bears or hippos. Everybody wants to show me kid pictures." By 11 o'clock, these motherfuckers realized that maybe they didn't have to go home tonight, and they started drinking, and they started breaking planters and tearing up couch cushions, and people were doing cocaine, and people were popping pills and passing pills, and it was mom and dad's gone wild.
That is bonkers.
They realized, like, we can cut loose, and they fucking cut loose to the point where at 4:30 in the morning, last John standing, I'm there with the people who are hosting the party. There's 2 other people there with me and a couple, husband and wife. I'm having a slight conversation with the husband and wife because everybody except for me is real fucking high and stoned and fucking out of their minds. The man that I'm talking to in the middle of my conversation, his eyes roll into the back of the head. He falls to the floor, smacks his head on the floor, and stops breathing.
Unreal.
Unreal.
I'd have been like, I should have left 5.5 hours ago.
I should have never came.
God damn it.
His wife jumps into action. Everybody jumps into action, like holding him up, smacking his face. His wife starts pounding on his chest. He starts breathing again. As soon as he starts breathing again, he like doesn't know where he's at. So he starts kicking and flailing and like breaking shit and knocking over chairs and screaming. They finally get him calmed down. He doesn't know where he's at. And I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And the wife is like, he's never done this much ketamine before.
What the fuck? You're like, what year is it, bro?
Yeah, and I'm like, see you later. Bye. I'm out. I literally I backward, and this isn't even a joke, I backward walked out of the dining room and out the front door.
That's not good.
Wild. I've never seen anyone go out that hard, that fast.
You can't even say either the worst part.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
You could.
Yeah.
Nobody knows him.
That's true. Yeah. And so, like, we couldn't call an ambulance or anything because the guy's a doctor.
Bum, bum, bing.
And I'm like, I gotta leave.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like, bro, what if the they got it because he stole it, and then what if the cops come or the ambulance comes and they're like, oh, what's this stolen
Dr. So-and-so.
Yeah, like what if everybody got in trouble?
It was wild.
Crazy.
And I know doctors are like notorious. Like, I used to live next to an ER surgeon, and he was the most alcoholic person I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
He would pull like 20-hour shifts in the ER, and then he would come home, sit on the back porch, and just smash 2 bottles of wine and pass out in the backyard.
Yeah.
This is so high stress.
Yeah. Almost everybody that I've ever waited tables with or bartended with has substance abuse problems. It's not easy for a human being to work for 12 fucking hours on their feet and be alert and do 20 things at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I literally stayed in my house and watched movies for a week, and you went to the fucking crazy ketamine party.
Well, I knew you would stay. I knew you were staying in the house, so I had to go out and have one crazy thing to talk about.
I know. We needed a story.
Holy shit. It was wild. I was so scared, and then I was mad, and then like I went through a huge range of emotions where I was like, I'm gonna watch a man die in front of me.
Yeah.
And then like when I saw everybody else's reaction to it, which was just like, oh, another person at the fucking party is drugged. You know what I mean? I was just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Does that guy have kids?
Oh yeah. I was talking to him earlier about his children.
Yikes. Yeah, you can't mix shit. That'll get you fucked up. Anyway, good times.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry fucking Christmas, everybody.
Happy Malblart.
Happy Malblart. I forgot to just dip back into vampires real fast. I watched a very cute movie that's one of the best horror movies of the year, and kind of chit-chatted about amongst cinema people. It's a French subtitled movie called, listen you guys, this is a mouthful. It's called Humanist, Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person. That's the title of the movie.
What?
It's so cute.
Is it a comedy?
Yes, it's like a horror comedy. It's definitely got like Beetlejuice energy. It's one of those movies where like everybody has like giant eyeballs, so like everybody looks weird, but it's so cute. It's like endearing. It's very stylish and cute. I loved it. If you want to watch a weird vampire movie at your house, it's on the problem is it's on Mubi or
Yeah.
Mubi.
Yeah.
However you say it, the studio, that's the streaming platform that put out The Substance. So you could get a 1 week trial, I think it is, to Mubi, however you say it, and watch Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person and watch The Substance at the same time. But listen, the point of this movie is like there's a family of vampires and there's this girl and she's young and she grows into like a teenager and she's like us, like she's a vegan vampire. She doesn't want to hurt anybody. So her whole family has been getting her blood so she can grow up, and then all of a sudden they're like, we can't do double the work anymore. We're not just gonna go out and get victims for you. You have to learn how to do it. And she won't fucking do it. It's so cute. It's so good.
Wait, it's a whole family, right?
Yeah.
We saw a trailer for that.
Where?
We saw a trailer for that when we saw like I think it was they showed it when we saw like Cuckoo.
Oh, maybe. That's a possibility.
You know what I thought you were going to say when you say cute vampire movie that everybody should watch?
What?
I thought you were going to talk about The Littlest Vampire with Jonathan Lipnicki from 2000.
Why would I talk about that? Also, 2000 doesn't seem old enough. What the fuck?
Do you remember when America was obsessed with Jonathan Lipnicki?
Yes.
Because of Jerry Maguire, they were like, let's put this kid in a vampire movie.
He's probably the person that passed out at the party on ketamine.
That's maybe.
You never know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. So yeah, I watched that. That was very cute. Best of my list, best horror list 2024. And then listen, I finally watched, I don't know why it took me so long to watch this, but I finally watched La La Land. Have you ever watched La La Land?
I have.
Jeez, it's so good. Why didn't anybody tell me? You would love you love it?
I think it's an interesting film in the sense of like white people teaching black people about jazz.
Yeah, that does, yeah. Well, but I feel like he was very appreciative of it. I don't know. What are you going to do when you love something and it's not exactly your culture? You're not trying to copy it. You just like love it. I don't know.
It's very cute.
It is very cute. Like I love glimpses of like like how old Hollywood feels kind of. I don't know. It just was very pretty and good and I loved it. And I'm sad I didn't watch it sooner.
Did you say you like glimpses of old Hollywood and how it worked? Did you ever see that movie Hail Caesar?
Mm-mm.
With George Clooney and Channing Tatum, and it's all about like movies in the 1940s, and they're trying to make like an epic Jesus movie, but there's dance numbers and.
Is that a real story?
I think you would like it though.
That sounds cute. I never heard of it.
Hail Caesar.
Okay, I'll look it up. That sounds cute. I like Channing Tatum. And then the best, listen, this is the best thing that I watched over this time that I've been in my house. I don't know if you ever watched it, the Paramount Plus show, The Offer, about the making of The Godfather.
No.
God, it was so good. It's like dramatized, you guys. It's like done. It's not a documentary. It's done like a show, it's the story of Albert Ruddy, who was the he was the creator of Hogan's Heroes and the writer and director of The Longest Yard. And this is a weird side synchronicity. He wrote Megaforce.
The guy who produced The Godfather made Megaforce?
Yes!
Have you ever seen Megaforce?
No, but I know that we met Barry Bostwick and you got the little poster signed and you told me about it. And I'm like, wait, this guy made the movie that Tenny was...
It's the worst.
But anyway, the making of The Godfather was crazy because all the Italians and the New York mob didn't want them to make it because they thought it was going to make Italians look shitty. So they did everything that they could to not make it be made. And then Albert Ruddy made deals with people and got in with Joe Colombo, who was the head of the New York crime family, and blah, 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 blah. And it was so good. It's so well acted. It's so beautiful. And I didn't know, too, that Luca Brasi in The Godfather is a real gangster.
I think I knew that.
I know. I feel like maybe I heard it before, too, but then it seemed like new information. And I learned, this was side in a article I read, that Paulie from Sopranos was also in the Colombo crime family, and I didn't know that either.
Oh, I can see that.
I could see that too. Dude, it was so good. The main guy that plays Albert Ruddy was Miles Teller, who's is he in Top Gun?
I don't know.
I didn't think that I liked that guy, but he was really good in this series.
You know,
he just looks like a bro.
Listen, it's hard for me to think about stuff because you've mentioned Megaforce and Hogan's Heroes.
I know. I had to tie you into the fucking story. I know, but the series is honestly so good. It's like a masterpiece. If you like The Godfather or love The Godfather like I do, the way they recreate the parts in the movie in this show and show it being filmed. And no, listen, I missed the best part. The casting. The casting is some of the craziest casting I've ever seen. They have this kid play young Al Pacino trying out for The Godfather. They have young Marlon Brando guy. They have the guy that plays Francis Ford Coppola, the guy that plays Mario Puzo. They look exactly like him. Exactly. It's mind blowing.
I love when casting works like that. I love when they actually go with people who look like the people.
It's some of the best casting I've ever seen in my life. Not even kidding. And I've seen The Godfather a million times. Anything would have annoyed me. And everything in this series was so perfect. Oh, and I forgot the guy that plays Joe Colombo in the series is Giovanni Ribisi. Who doesn't fucking love Giovanni Ribisi?
I can see that.
So yeah, the series came out in 2022, and I've been trying to make time to watch it for a million years. And it's so good. And now I want to buy it on DVD because I know, listen, you guys, we have to go back to our physical media talk because so many things are disappearing from streaming in the last couple of weeks.
They're going away real fast.
They're going away. My cozy show, Younger, my favorite show, was made by the creator of Sex and the City, is gone. Younger is off of streaming completely, and I had to get it on DVD because it's gone forever.
Yep.
That's not fair. And then, somebody else told me something else. They were like, I saw them posted on Twitter. They're like, wait, this certain movie is gone, and now where is it? It's just gone.
You know it's happening more and more. That's why I'm buying more and more, actually.
I know.
I went to the secret DVD place today.
That's all I've been wanting to do.
I went today.
Did you get anything good?
I didn't have a lot of time there because my father was having some issues.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Did you get anything?
No.
Son of a bee. Well,
we'll go whenever you want to go. Really quickly on casting. My favorite casting in a film where everybody looks like the real person they look like, except for Kevin Costner. Everyone in the movie JFK looks exactly like their real life counterpart.
You don't know, I've never seen that before.
Oh my God.
I know. And you know why? Because I don't like Kevin Costner.
He is the only one. He looks nothing like Jim Garrison. But if I were to show you a picture of David Ferry, you would say, why are you showing me a picture of Joe Pesci? Because they look so similar. It's crazy.
I gotta watch it. I've always wanted to watch it. I just never got around to it. There's certain, I know that's one of those movies too. It's like 3 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's a blurry mishmash of different conspiracy theories. So it's not that great. Yeah. All the acting is great, but like, I don't know. As a JFK guy, like I liked watching it, but also I was like, no, that's not exactly how that went. Yeah.
Some people were trying to nitpick too about this, The Offer series too, saying like, oh, one or two things wasn't perfect. And I'm like, okay. Oh, that was the other part that, maybe you would know this guy. Do you know Bob Evans, the head of Paramount Pictures for a long time? And he was a producer and he
had a bunch of breakfast restaurants.
No, not Bob Evans. I don't know. He looked like he was I don't know. The casting of that guy, he looked just like him. I watched his interviews. He dated Ally McGraw.
I don't know who he is.
He was married to Ally McGraw. I don't fucking know. The casting was genius. I want to watch it again already. It was so fucking beautiful. So that was the best thing I watched.
I needed to get my dad an hours-long movie, so it was Killers of the Flower Moon.
Good grief.
That's not a happy film. Nope.
It's beautiful, though.
It's a beautiful film.
Yep.
It's a horrible story.
Yep.
But it's a good film.
Yep.
One more thing. I don't know what's going on with Tom Hardy, or maybe he's always been this way in films, but is he just speaking less and less in films and just showing up in films? I tried to watch the Al Capone movie that he made.
I don't even think I watched that.
It's called Capone, and it's about Al Capone's last few years living in Florida after he gets out of prison. And it's literally just like Tom Hardy for 2 hours going like, yeah, no. Yeah.
That's how that other movie is too, that Shia LaBeouf movie.
That's what I mean. He's taking these roles where I went and saw that last Venom movie. He has a total of about 10 lines in that whole movie.
Dang. He talked a lot in Peaky Blinders, kind of.
Yeah, but it's like they're putting him in it's like when Al Pacino started to show up in DVDs at Dollar Tree.
I love Al Pacino.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they just start making movies because someone's given them $1 bazillion to do it.
Tom Hardy still got it in him. He probably just don't give a fuck sometimes. I don't know.
I'm sure. It was just really weird. Don't watch the Al Capone movie.
I will not watch it.
It is not for me. It's not for anybody. It is, woo, it's a slog.
Felix. I just love him because he constantly raises awareness and money for dog shelters, and he's obsessed with dogs.
Speaking of that, I do have one more thing.
What?
Crypto the Super Dog.
Oh, yeah.
The new Superman trailer.
Listen, you guys, on our last WooPod trip, that was a few weeks ago when we went to Cleveland and
A
went
couple months ago.
whatever the fuck. I have no concept of time. We went to the Witchcraft Museum and we went to the Christmas Story House and all that. And I had everybody stay at this big, beautiful hotel that I'm obsessed with. And then, oh, here comes the new Superman trailer.
And there's Superman kissing Lois and flying her around in the same hotel that the WooPod Pate stayed at.
That's right. It looks magical. And I keep seeing it as like the thumbnail too.
Yep.
They're using like that. It's like a big deal. And we were just there.
Yeah, super cool. What did you think of the trailer, Jessica?
I want to watch it.
It looks fun, doesn't it?
And the guy playing Superman is from Pearl.
He is. And we're still living in Nicholas's universe. He's playing Lex Luthor. We just saw him in Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah. Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks good like that. Like, he looks like Lex Luthor. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
I really like the dog. I'm glad the dog is there.
I am happy for a cartoony Superman, not like a brooding,
Yeah.
dark Superman. That's fine for Batman. Superman is like, I'm a good guy and I'm doing good things, and I got a super dog, and I got Lois Lane, and she's the best reporter in the world, and we save the world.
You know, I was thinking that too. Side note, during Nosferatu today, there was a scene specifically where they're going down this little waterway in a boat, and something in my head goes, what if Eggers made a Batman? Like, I don't think he would ever do it because it would just crush his soul, but I think he would make a really cool dark Batman. So we'll see how he feels in 20 years.
There's a comic book series that came out that was called Gotham by Gaslight, and it's Batman if it took place in like 1902.
Yeah, that's the one he has to do.
And it's like Batman has like a gas gun to like put people to sleep, and like everything looks 1902-y.
Maybe I'm onto something.
Maybe. How do I write a letter to Eggers?
How do I write a letter to Eggers?
I'm gonna have to get in touch with him. I'll have to ask my agent.
You don't have an agent.
It's you.
I am. I forgot for a second. That's true. All right. I just have one more thing to talk about that I came across on Twitter. This lady, I'll say the name of the book at the end, but I'm going to read a little bit of the thread because it's really interesting. She says, I'm reading a book right now about a woman in her late 40s who received a heart-lung transplant from an 18-year-old male donor. Gonna share some of the stuff I find interesting. So prior to the procedure, she rarely ate at fast food joints, but the first thing she did when she could drive again was go to KFC and buy chicken nuggets. Later, she found out that the donor died with chicken nuggets in his pocket. She also began putting green peppers on everything, despite never liking them before. Also a favorite of the donors. When she was interviewed, they asked her the first thing she wanted to do out in the world, and she said, honestly, I'm dying for a beer. As expected, she hated beer prior to the surgery and the donor. She described herself as becoming more confident. Even others around her reported a complete shift in her gait. And then she said she started having dreams about somebody named Tim, and she didn't know the donor's name, and then she found out it was Tim. And then she's like, after the procedure, she began eyeing curvy blonde women. So yeah, all this crazy shit happened. And then somebody else commented, did you see that article somewhat recently that a study about how all organs possess memories? It was wild as fuck. There's basically science backing up that all of our organs hold memories. And then yeah, so I want to discuss a little bit, and just so you guys know, the book, I want to read the book now. The book is called A Change of Heart by Claire Sylvia and William Novak, and I saw it on Amazon. The cover is ridiculous, but whatever.
You want a easier to read version of that book that came out 35 years ago?
Sure.
Okay, so if you want to, you can look up a book called The Heart's Code, and it's by Dr. Paul Pearsall, and it's all about cellular memory. It's all about transplant patients who start to either act differently or recover memories from transplants.
I love that shit. I love thinking about that. I don't know why it's so creepy. It's creepy, but it's cool. And it seems like it makes sense, but it really doesn't. Because if your memories and who you are as a person are in your brain, why would you get like an organ transplant and then they get part of your...
Because the idea is that the memories aren't really stored in your brain, that your memories are encoded into your DNA. And so your memories are stored in each individual cell in you. So So like in Pearsall's book, every cell of your body, that like everything, your skin to your hair, every cell has passed through your heart.
Gross.
So he's like, imagine if like every cell that contains all of your stored memories go through this one organ, like does that one organ store all of your memories as well?
Oh, yeah. It seems like if anything, what it would be like your heart and your head, but like nothing about how other organs are made up. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
in your, like what memory system does it fucking have? How is it? It's not the same as like your brain and your, I don't know.
Right. But one of the things that Pearsall kind of points out, which is cross-culturally and like all religions around the world, regardless of religion, and it's just anecdotal, but it's fun. When people point, and when they're talking about themselves and they point at themselves, they point at their heart. They don't point at their brain.
Yeah, we do that.
You say me, and you point at your heart.
Yeah, you do.
It feels really weird when you go me and you point at your brain.
Yeah, nobody would ever do that. Yeah.
So why was it that cultures all around the world historically have understood that you exist in your center mass where your heart is at? How do you kill a vampire?
Get rid of their heart.
That's right.
Well, I was going to say the thing about Native Americans, too, would take the hearts out, too, wouldn't they?
Some, sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lots of cultures had heart removal.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? My last thing, now that you've reminded me of it.
What?
Somewhere on YouTube, you can watch a cardiovascular surgeon who specialized in heart transplants, and he gives a lecture because he had a heart attack and he had to have a heart transplant. And so when he had totally recovered and had to start teaching his class again, the first class that he taught, he brought in his own heart and he said, well, let's see what was wrong with my old heart. And he dissected his own heart in front of the class.
No, I would feel like it was still weirdly connected to me. Somehow, I don't even know. I'd feel like I was going to feel it.
He said that if you watch the YouTube clip, he says, before I started cutting it apart, there was a moment of trepidation because it had kept me alive for 60 years and I was about to completely destroy it.
God. I would feel like I was going to feel it like a voodoo doll. Like,
yeah.
My heart would just start hurting.
Yep.
Fuck. That's so creepy. Well, what did he say? What was wrong with it?
Yeah, they found they looked at all the different, valves and stuff that were bad.
Yikes.
But you know what else is? When I think about that, it's real creepy and it's real fucking weird and real fucking gross. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, motherfuckers, like this is the advancement we've made with medicine.
Yeah. Well, nobody trusts medicine and science and doctors anymore. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Everything's fine.
That's the world we live in.
Everything's fine. People with no training can just tell you things and you're supposed to believe it.
You know what? I had a conversation with my dad before we started recording. And do you know what was said by my father?
What?
My dad said, well, I think you're wrong. And I said, well, I'm just telling you facts. And my dad said, yes, but I don't believe them. And I said, because you don't believe them doesn't make them not facts. And he goes, I know, it's my opinion, and that's what I'll continue to believe.
And that has been the story of 2022 through 2025 in the United States of America. Just wonderful. Everything's great. Shout out to Greenland and shout out to Canada and shout out to Panama Canal. Oh.
I got to get this episode up.
I know you're leaving. That's what I was thinking. On the next episode, we could talk about your whirlwind trip to Japan.
Yeah, I'm actually already planning on making a Japanese tour video for the page.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
We haven't gotten one from you since England.
I know. You're getting one from Japan because at least 2 of the nights I'm going to Japanese World Wrestling at the Tokyo Dome.
Oh my God. That's going to be sick as fuck. Well,
Yes.
Also, I want to show you there's a vampire bar there and you have to go on behalf of both of us.
Okay.
This is a very vampire-centric episode.
Yeah, my nephew says that he has multiple surprises lined up for me.
Well, if one was the vampire bar and I ruined it, I apologize, but I have to look in my travel notes and see if there's anything else I have to tell you about, but I know that's one of them.
I have a bunch of haunted places that I'm going to go visit if I have a chance.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Well, put them on the video.
Ready to go. It's only 12 hours on a plane.
Blech.
Then when I come back, when I leave Japan, I leave on a Thursday at 2 p.m. And when I arrive in Detroit, I arrive on Thursday at 2 p.m.
That's cool.
Is it cool?
I don't know. Ask your dad how fucking... Tell him how time zones work, and then he'll tell you that he doesn't believe you.
It doesn't matter. That's what I think.
That's my opinion. That
That's
it's the
my
same
opinion.
time in Japan as it is here. Ugh. All right. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, that's all I got. Good job, Dumby.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
don't know how to. Oh, did you bonk your little nose?
Oh, geez.
It's like a boo boo on his nose.
Okay, I'm done.
Did you bonk your little nose?
Say goodbye.
Okay. Toad says bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.